You ever wonder how Netflix just knows what you want to watch next? Or how your bank can spot a sketchy charge in like a split second? Well, the secret sauce behind all of that is a hidden system that pretty much powers our entire digital world, the data pipeline. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and make this super complex topic simple, and we'll start with an idea you already know really well. But first, let's just start with a way simpler question, one you definitely know the answer to. How does clean, fresh water get to your house? It's a journey we totally take for granted, but trust me, it's the perfect way to understand how data moves around.
Just think about it for a second. Water starts out totally raw in a lake or a river. It gets collected and moved through these huge physical pipelines to a treatment plant, right? That's where it's cleaned and made safe to drink. Then it's sent out through more pipes until it finally gets to you, ready to use. It's a pretty straightforward physical process. Now, let's just take that exact same logic and apply it to the digital world.
Because here's the thing, just like water, raw data isn't useful right away, not at all. It has to be collected, cleaned up, and moved to a place where it can actually create some value. It needs its own set of pipes, this invisible plumbing that runs the entire internet.
Okay, so here is where that analogy just clicks right into place. That lake, that represents your raw data sources. We're talking databases, apps, you name it. The physical water pipeline, well, that becomes the data pipeline. The treatment plant where everything gets cleaned, that's the transformation process for data. And that final reservoir where all the clean water is stored, that's your data warehouse, a place where all the valuable, refined data sits ready for action. See how that works? So what is a data pipeline, officially? At its very core, it's just a series of steps that move and process data. But the key word here, the most important part, is automation. Instead of some poor soul manually pulling reports and cleaning up spreadsheets all day, data pipelines do it all automatically, which lets businesses operate at a scale that would have been impossible before.
All right, now how you actually build that pipeline comes down to a really big strategic choice. There are two main ways to get your data from point A to point B, ETL and ELT. And the only real difference is where the cleaning and the transforming happens.
So first up, we've got the classic method, ETL. That stands for extract, transform, load. Here, you pull out the raw data. You transform it in a separate staging area. Think of this like cleaning the water in flight while it's still in the pipes. And then, only after it's clean, do you load that nice, structured data into your data warehouse.
So when would you actually choose this more traditional way? Well, it's fantastic for things like compliance and security. If you're dealing with sensitive customer data, you can clean it and make it anonymous before it ever even touches your main storage. Plus, it can actually be cheaper. By cleaning up all that messy data first, you avoid paying for expensive cloud computing power to do all that heavy lifting later. Now let's talk about the modern approach, ELT, or extract, load, transform. This one totally flips the script. You extract the raw data and you load it directly into a super powerful cloud data warehouse, messy and all. In our water analogy, this is like pumping raw water right into the reservoir and then using these advanced built-in filtration systems to clean it right there on the spot. You know, ELT is all about speed and flexibility. It is tailor-made for these modern cloud platforms that have what feels like endless computing power. This means data analysts can get their hands on raw data almost instantly and shape it themselves with tools they already know, like SQL. But, and this is a big but, there are trade-offs. With all that raw data sitting in one place, you need really strong rules, or data governance, to keep it all organized and secure. And you've got to watch those cloud computing bills, because all that power definitely comes at a price.
This slide really puts the two side by side, and you can see the trade-offs crystal clear. It really boils down to a choice between control and speed. With ETL, you get way more control up front. It's often better for compliance and managing costs, but it's slower. With ELT, you get that incredible speed and flexibility, but you're taking on more responsibility for governance and, potentially huge cloud costs. There's no single best answer here. The right choice completely depends on the project.
So whether you choose ETL or ELT, every single data pipeline is made up of the same basic building blocks. Let's break down what those are, starting right at the very beginning, where the data actually comes from.
First, you've got the sources. This is where data is born, and it's coming from literally everywhere. Old school databases, APIs from all the web services you use, log files from your apps, real-time streams of data from tools like Kafka, and even sensors on all those IoT devices out there. It's just a fire hose of raw information.
Next up is the transformation. This is our treatment plant stage.
And this is where the real magic happens. You're cleaning data, you're giving it structure, and you're making it reliable. This is absolutely critical because garbage in, garbage out is the #1 rule in the data world. If you try to analyze messy, incomplete data, your results are going to be just plain wrong. This stage makes sure the final product is trustworthy and ready to power a business.
Okay, so this all might sound very, very technical, but the reality is you are interacting with these powerful data pipelines every single day. They are the invisible engines running in the background of the services you use constantly.
I mean, think about Netflix. The second you finish a show, data pipelines kick into gear. They process your viewing history, they compare it to what millions of other people like you are watching, and they instantly cook up that personalized, recommended for you list. It's all designed to keep you watching, and it all happens automatically.
Or what about Amazon? Those product recommendations and even the prices you see are all being powered by data pipelines. They analyze demand, competitor prices, your browsing history, all in real time. The price of an item can literally change from one minute to the next, all calculated by these automated systems.
And in finance, speed is everything. When you swipe your credit card, a streaming data pipeline instantly analyzes hundreds of different data points about that one transaction. It checks it against fraud detection models, and if something looks off, it can be flagged and blocked in the few milliseconds it takes for the payment to go through. It's incredible.
And even in the physical world, data pipelines are a game changer. Logistics companies use them to constantly analyze traffic data, weather patterns, and delivery schedules across thousands of trucks. This lets them optimize routes on the fly, saving gas and making sure your package gets to you as fast as humanly possible.
So the most crucial point to take away from all this is simple. Data pipelines aren't just some techie tool for engineers. They are the automated, invisible foundation of our entire modern world, enabling everything from the shows we watch to the way global commerce works.
Which kind of brings us full circle, back to our original analogy. If data is now as vital to our society as water, it leaves us with a really big question to think about. How do we build the systems and the rules to make sure that this incredibly essential resource is clean, safe, and accessible to everyone who needs it?